As thousands queued for testing across the state, today's announcement seemed inevitable.
We will not be, I'm sorry to say, ready to lift these restrictions at midnight tomorrow night.
300 exposure sites stretch from Phillip Island to the Mallee, meaning no area of the state can exit lockdown as hoped.
It would be perhaps a few days of sunshine, and then we'd be very high chance we'd be back in lockdown again. That's what I'm trying to avoid.
Today's new cases include a household contact of the Mildura man who caught the virus at the MCG, a social contact of the Phillip Island case, a further case linked to Bacchus Marsh Grammar. The rest of the cases were in Melbourne. The most concerning was a person who caught the virus at Amy Park and a case from the Euro event at the Crafty Squire last week.
We didn't necessarily expect there to be transmission there, so the fact that it's occurred some 30 hours after being exposed is absolutely a feature of the Delta variant.
The Chief Health Officer believes outdoor transmission has occurred at sporting matches, including while people were queuing here.
Today's Amy Park case was seated in an area of the ground that was not anywhere near the initial case in question.
For the Butcher Club, it's a case of history repeating. Its Chadstone store was the site of a cluster last year. Now its Dockland shop is closed for cleaning after being declared a Tier 1 site.
This time it's out of our control. Somebody's brought it into our organisation. Fortunately, all of our staff at this stage have come back with negative results.
The Premier will also have more to say about further support for businesses struggling through lockdown number 5 tomorrow. Some traders who are still trying to find out why they didn't qualify for payments were told it would be a 17-hour wait on the business support hotline today.
It's absolutely appalling the way these small businesses are being treated, being asked to wait 17 hours for a basic answer to a basic question.
But lockdowns aren't stopping some.
We need you to come together and get vaccinated as soon as you're eligible.
To give us the performance of a lifetime.
Australian artists have created a campaign encouraging people to get vaccinated.
We can't wait to give you a standing ovation.
Bridget Rollerson, ABC News, Melbourne.
Mildura is about as far as you can get from Melbourne in Victoria, but it's not far enough to escape the Delta strain of COVID-19.
Wouldn't have thought that it would have come to Mildura ever, really. It's definitely shocking.
A little bit confusing, a little bit frightening, a little bit scary.
A Mildura man attended the Geelong-Carlton game at the MCG on July 10. He returned home last week and returned a negative test, but later developed symptoms and returned to Mildura Base Hospital where he tested positive. He's now in hospital in Melbourne, and a household close contact is also infected.
We know this will be challenging for the Mildura community, not having had a case.
We probably didn't really feel that we were affected until this has occurred now.
Brad Fyfe's restaurant has been listed as a Tier 1 exposure site and has been closed for deep cleaning. He spent the morning in line at Mildura's pop-up testing site.
I got here and I've parked and I haven't moved, so who knows how long this is going to take.
After waiting for hours, many were turned away as authorities scrambled to open a second site to prioritise the testing of Tier 1 close contacts.
Initially, we were just going to run one clinic this morning, but with the community demand, we've needed to operate two.
We don't want people to flood the place. That can be very challenging for a number of reasons, but I understand they have what they need. If they need more, then of course we will provide that.
Mildura's isolation from Melbourne has also created problems for its vaccination program. The state-run hub had to pause Pfizer vaccinations with 2,000 people still on the waiting list because it can't get its hands on the doses it needs.
We always hope that we get an increased supply in order to meet the needs of our community, but we just work within the supplies that we get.
Richard Crabtree, ABC News, Mildura.